rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile, pants are off but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee, talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show, let's go. Serious is overrated, every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town but in a jest, morning whiz is always best. Time to run, morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this morning? Man, oh man, it's been a little rough this morning. Just saying. I got a pup that is not feeling on top of his game. So excuse me if I'm running a little late. It's good to see you guys. Good to see all you guys, though. Glad you could make it in here. For some reason my chat's not showing anything. Guessing something's not working here. Maybe we'll see what's up. Usually I have chat that shows up in the morning. Maybe something happened. Let's see what's going on. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, there's something going on here. It's funky. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Finally. Man, oh man, oh man. Baby. Yep, even Papa's for Sir Frank. Good to see you, Mike Angel. Holy cow. Nancy, thanks. Yes. Shizzy Blue is interrupting us. Okay, good morning, Captain Kern. Okay, it's showing up now. Took a second though. It wasn't showing anything. Man, oh man, oh man. Weirdest thing ever. Usually doesn't do that. So yeah, I'm hoping this starts working like it should. I'm gonna pull it up anyway just to see why chat is acting so funky. That's the strangest thing. Let me see. We've got and there it is. Nope, it looks like it's working like it should. All right. Yeah, I guess it's something going on with StreamYards that's having issues. So we will see if we can get this fixed here. And details, customization. Yep. Oh, there we go. That'll make things go a little bit smoother. Yes. Good old, just in case. So we've had some trolls acting really funny lately. So we'll take care of those really quick. Good to see you. Expose the writer experts. Non-expert. I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I am interested in seeing what the news is going on today. Oh my gosh. So we watched this yesterday, and I was so surprised that I didn't catch it, but I'm glad that I have it now. I have it now. So this was somebody else pulled this and showed this to me. Here we go. Right here.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Okay. Yeah. She's so confident. Yeah, that's all it was. Because it's the same old rehash stuff that she was saying the whole time. That's why. Side salad, Caesar salad, potato salad, word salad. Yeah, they're trying to make it. Yeah, I thought it did look a little chopped up yesterday, but it's the same way that they did the applause that was the applesauce that was cut in there. You know, the big cheers from a crowd that wasn't there. Yes, that was. And all I will say is all it was this right here. That's all it was. This right here.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different ball game, but I had a blast. So thank you.
Because that's how she walked out of there. That's exactly how she walked out of there. Just beat down. I mean, even with all their editing and chopping and cutting and trying to make it look better, did not look better. It did not look better at all. It was crazy. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. I'm just watching something. Okay. I see what you're saying. I thanks, Captain Kern. I'm gonna pull that up after show on the interview. It's wild. Yeah, I'll actually bring that up. I will bring that up. Let me. Thank you, Captain Kern. I appreciate it. This is at Joe Pages at TikTok. And Captain Kern sent this. This is courtesy of Captain Kern. So check this out.
Did you see the really good question that 60 Minutes asked Kamala Harris? The answer is you probably didn't see it because it wasn't on the broadcast. They didn't include it on the actual show that went to millions of people. No, it's in something called Overtime. You've got to go to the CBS website and see it. Well, I'm going to bring it to you here. It's, again, a very good question, and it should have been part of that interview last night. And for those on this platform who don't realize it, I have the right to criticize this. It's fair use.
Was democracy best served by President Biden stepping down and basically handing you a nomination? You didn't have to go through a primary process. You didn't have to fight off other contenders. That's not really the way our system was intended to work.
President Biden made a decision that I think history is going to show is rare among leaders, which was to put country before self. And I am proud to have earned the support of the vast majority of delegates and to have been elected the Democratic nominee.
Okay, I just have to stop it. She doesn't answer the question. Do you think it was the fair way to do it? She's never received one vote for president. She has the delegates because they all just decided, hey, let's select her. She said that she won the election or something. That didn't happen. So his question is great. Of course, I'm not surprised that the broadcast network did not air the question. You've got to go find it somewhere on the website. That's why I wanted to bring it to you here. So give me your thoughts about this. Another non-answer, but finally somebody asks the question that I've been asking for months and months. How does somebody just hand somebody the nomination to go for the biggest job possibly on planet Earth? Give me your thoughts. Give me your comments.
And there you go. That's that. And we did see the unedited version yesterday because that was one of the questions that asked, and we did bring it up yesterday. It was nothing new or revolutionary, but yeah, that is one of the bigger questions that was asked. Thank you, Captain Kern. I appreciate that though. That's pretty awesome. Oh, love it. I love it whenever. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Let's see what we got here. Nope, it's not. How long have you been saying? No. Yes, here we go. There was something else I wanted to show you guys that was pretty interesting to me that I found this morning. Let me see if I've got it. It is, no, I'm not going to show that. Yes, here it is. There we go. I have the latest 60 minutes video right here. Here it is.
We created the greatest economy in the history of our country.
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective.
The unemployment numbers for African Americans, for Asian Americans, for Hispanic Americans, virtually every number was the best.
Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
We had the best stock market price ever.
I got that. But guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months, it hasn't spiked.
You know what? She deleted 33,000 emails.
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible. And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that, I mean names of people who helped or et cetera. And it's just totally irresponsible.
I think it's disgraceful what she's done.
I mean, honest to God, that's all I think.
The biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign.
I haven't, look.
They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
Don't.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught.
Yes.
It was our Justice Department.
Yes.
It was Obama and Biden.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. So wrong.
I think what happened was disgraceful. Should never have happened.
Think about that.
Should never have happened.
Think of how that has changed everything.
What kind of ice cream? What flavor ice cream do you have?
You think I would tell you if I knew exactly what it would be? Of course I'm not going to tell you.
You just come in here with that negative attitude.
And it's much too early to make that kind of decision.
And when I finish, this country will be in a position like it hasn't been maybe ever.
I'm more optimistic than I've been in a long time.
I told you he gave you good stuff. Oh, good morning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw that. Everybody's seen where she stands. Yeah, she's taking to all these places. Hold on. She's taking all these places because this is the final rundown. She's got now less than 30 days to make her case to the American people. And the thing is nobody is listening. If you really look, nobody wants to have anything to do with her. Yeah, That's the problem. She doesn't stand. She's always on her knees. You need that sent to me, Shizzy. Oh well, yeah. I'll tell you what. If you really want to see that again, because you find it funny. Let's see if I've got it here. I'll see. I'll copy it. I'll copy link, and I'll put it in chat. So you're only going to get one chance to grab it. You don't have to grab it right there. So that's where it is, right there. Oh, that was glorious. Yeah, you got it right there. That's the only chance you're going to get for it. That made me laugh. Oh yeah, my wonderful wife is texting me. Yeah, she just wants to. She's curious. Sorry about this. Normally I wouldn't do this, but we've got it. We got a pup that's old, and my wife is concerned, so she sent me a message this morning, which is really nice of her. She's concerned for my pup, which she should be. Oh my God. So here's the thing. We saw yesterday in the news, and it was let me see if I can break this down where it's a little bit more makes a little bit more sense. Where my thinking is on this, and I said something on MG's last night, and this is let me put this up so the YouTubes doesn't lose their freaking mind, because you know that they will. They can't help it. They just constantly want to say things that are not true. All right. Okay. So just to keep me from getting completely removed here. All right. Let's break this down. All right. Let's see if we can break this down properly. All right. Here's the news today. Climate change boosted Helene's deadly rain and wind, and scientists say same is likely for Milton. So, okay. Now, breaking this down using their logic, not even 2 days ago. Not even 2 days ago. All right. Let me make sure that we've got this right here. Just absolutely got this right. Okay. Okay. This was what they talked about yesterday. Okay. Right here. They said, after the deluge, the lies, misinformation, and hoaxes about Helene could cloud the recovery. Okay. Now, what was the main meat of this story? If you go down here, according to expert local officials dealing with saying the reality of widespread damage from Helene than they do about America's blah 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 fractures debunking conspiracy theories. Oh, okay. So here it is. As rescue works try to separate fact from fiction, the conspiracy theories are not helping. Okay. It says, if everyone could just please put aside the hate for a bit and pitch in to help, that would be great. So what was the conspiracy? The theories focus on hard-hit North Carolina, rumors circulating that FEMA was raiding storm donations, withholding body bags, blah, blah, blah. False claims of blocked relief. And then we get down here. Disinformation campaigns by Russia and China. Russia amplify the misleading campaigns. Okay. And then we get down here, far out tales of space lasers, fake snow, weather control, and technology. Whoa, you say? Huh? So their story is weather-controlled technology to aim control at Republican voters quickly racked up millions of viewers on X and other platforms. Okay? So what they're saying here that and I agree with them. I agree with them on this. What they're saying here is that There is no such thing as man-made control of the weather. Man does not control the weather. Right here. This is what they're talking about. HARP opens doors, but some minds prove hard to change. HARP is a image problem that's proving hard to shake, short for emergency, blah, blah, blah. HARP has been the subject of conspiracy theories. The former governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, claims HARP is a mind control device. None others say it's possible, but even new openness and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Like people like conspiracy theories, people like UFOs, no matter what you do, no matter how many years you go without exclusive evidence. Does it make it rain? Who knows? He said the government tells you some things, the media tells you others, even though it's open to the public. And there's lots of things they don't tell you about or what it does. Zelensky, who says he's an army vet, is unfazed by the open houses. We're not getting the whole truth. UAS McCoy would prefer to focus on people, and HARP allows scientists to do. We can transmit signals all around the world. Basically makes ionic atmosphere a laboratory, and we can do experiments that no one else can do. It's a laboratory without walls. Okay. So the conspiracy theory, as you've seen, is that this right here, far out tales of fake lasers, fake snow and weather control technology, something about anti-Semitism and wildfire. And they say these are conspiracy theories. There is nothing that controls weather. Man cannot control weather. But yet, today, again, today, all over again. This is what they're saying. Human-caused climate change boosted a devastating Hurricane Helene's rainfall by about 10% and intensified its winds by 11%. So, which one is it? AP? YouTube? Which one is it? Is it that man can't control weather, or that climate change, which is done by men, controls the weather? Like I said, nothing I say here is true or factual. Do the research yourself. Come back, figure it out. I'm just saying you can't have the same thing happening at the same time. That's not how it works. Either man can control weather or man can't control weather. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it whenever it suits you to say that man can't control it, and you can't have it to say that man can control it. And the same way with the people on the right. If you're saying that climate change doesn't exist, then why are you believing that man can fire laser beams or whatever up into the atmosphere and control the weather? You can't have it both ways. There you go. There's my opinion for it this morning. And if you're worried about Milton, then get the hell out. Man can report weather, yeah, but he can't control it. Sorry, that's just my opinion. That's no opinion of this channel, and everything that the news tells us is true until you prove them wrong. But of course, they don't want you to prove them wrong. As we saw on Joe Rogan the other day, they had a lot to say about that. And I can't play Joe Rogan here because that will get me copyrighted like crazy. I had to explain how cloud seeding works to someone the other day. That's not controlling the weather. That doesn't control wind patterns. All it does is add to it. That's a completely different. I got my tin foil hat on, wearing it proudly. Dig deep enough, things will surface. Exactly. I already pulled it up. Hey, it's like I said, believe what you want to believe on this. I have got no say so in this. I'm just saying you can't have both opinions at the same time. It's hypocritical. A little dangerous opinion there. If you ain't left and have nowhere to go, better stay put. That's right. A little dangerous opinion there. If you ain't left and have nowhere to go, better stay put. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew that would fire everybody up. It usually does. Yes. But of course, what they're saying is the continued burning of fossil fuels will lead to more hurricanes like Helene, with unimaginable floods well inland, not just on coast. Many of those who died in Helene fell victim to massive inland flooding rather than high winds. Helene made landfall in Florida with a record storm surge of 15 feet, 4.57 meters high, and catastrophic sustaining winds reaching 140 miles an hour. Plummeting Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Virginia. It decimated remote towns throughout the Appalachians, left millions without power, cell service, and supplies, and killed over 230 people. Search crews in the days following continued to look for bodies. Helene was the deadliest hurricane that hit U.S. mainland since Katrina in 2005. Helene dumped more than 40 trillions of rain, an unprecedented amount of water into a region. Meteorologists estimated the rainfall would have been much less if humans hadn't warmed the climate. Really? Hurricanes as intense as Helene were once experienced every 130 years on average. Really? Is that true? Hey, stop. So if they're saying that 130 years ago they were tracking storms in the U.S., so it only happens every 130 years? How long has the United States been around? Interesting. That's a little strange. So they've been tracking these for only 130 years in the United States? Harvey's death toll was well over 3,000. I know. I'm letting them get it out. I have to show all this stuff. Don't you understand? There is no scientific fact here for me. I guarantee you. I trust the science. What they tell you is absolutely true. Every single bit of it. Nothing about what the news tells you should you disagree with. Everything from health to science. I mean, it's all science, and you know, there is no better overlord than your news. Separate an analysis of Helene last week by Department of Energy Lawrence Berkeley National Lab scientists determined that climate change caused 50% more rainfall in some parts of Georgia and Carolinas because of climate change. Analysis indicating climate change made possible. The warm sea temperatures also rapidly intensified. Milton and Clark said the two massive storms in quick succession illustrates the potential future of climate change if humans don't stop it. Like I said, hold one of these facts in truth. Either climate change is causing this, or climate change is not causing this, and humans are causing it, or humans are causing this, and climate change has nothing to do with it. But this is the problem with misinformation and disinformation. You don't get enough of it. You just why would we confuse people? These are what we're looking for. This is what we need. Bring it to us, Daddy. One more time. Spoon feed us our news and our truths. These are wonderful things. Here we have what presidential campaign? Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let's break down what the news tells us about the presidential campaign. Yes. What presidential campaign? The Electoral College puts most American voters on the sidelines. Now, this right here, folks, would be election disinformation, because your votes do matter. On the table at the office of Waukegan Township Democrats sits a box of postcards that Wisconsin addresses that were collected during postcard writing pizza party to help turn out voters there. Leaned against the table are homemade Harris Wall signs. Now, every time I see this Harris Wall, I just want to say, there is no wall for Harris. She doesn't have any walls. There are no strings on her. We know they're handing out these everywhere in Wisconsin. The chair of the Democrat club, Aaron Waukegan, has been hard to get hold of Harris yard signs, so we're printing out our own. Okay. The only reason they've been in shorts. What does this have to do with Electoral College? Well, let's see. Lost in the national conversation. In Rand, I don't understand. The last time presidential candidate set foot in the working class majority Latino city was whenever Donald Trump landed at its airport in 2020. Trump walked off Air Force One, gave a single wave, then immediately climbed an SUV and headed across the border to Kenosha. Okay. In Racine, Wisconsin, city of a similar size, Trump hosted a rally in June near a harbor overlooking Lake, where he gushed about the development along Lakeshore. Okay, I don't understand what they're getting at here. Like, so far, what they've said is that the Electoral College puts most American voters on the sidelines. Now, if they're trying to make this, sound like a big deal, it's because it's not. If you know where Waukegan is in compared to Kenosha, it's like hardly, if you can drive there. Kenosha probably had a bigger place to go to, a bigger area, a larger area. Why would you flood a place like Waukegan that's probably just a little bit cramped up whenever you could go to Kenosha and probably find some fairgrounds or something like that where you could hold a rally? So this is absolutely what point they're making has nothing to do with Electoral College. I'm looking at state trips. Oh, electoral. Here we go. After like 3 pages of reading through garbage, many residents of Waukegan wish it could also get the candidates' radar. They said they're proud of how multiculturalism has shaped their city. What? See, that's the problem. That might be your problem. If you're wondering why your city is not getting attention, is because you've turned it into a garbage dump. I love my Illinois peeps. I grew up there, not too far from Waukegan. Actually, I think my father might have worked in Waukegan back in the 70s or something like that. But here's the thing. If your town is garbage and all that you're concerned with is multiculturalism instead of like really paying attention to your constituents, whenever you've got crime running rampant in your city, whenever you don't pay a whole lot of attention, you've gentrified it to the point where you have no soul. Like that gets really bad. Like, whenever the soul of your city goes, when you're kowtowing to politicians or mayors or whatever it might be, and your town turns into a crap hole, and the thing that you're concerned about is multiculturalism, whenever it becomes more important to be worried about what color someone's skin is as compared to, what our city has to offer, this is where it goes. This is where diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah, and if you're wondering why the politicians don't show up to your city, this is why. Because, for one, Camel Toe doesn't believe she needs your vote. The left does not care. They've already got your vote. You've already chewed on their pills. And the right, they're not going to go there because just like, what is the point? You've bit this hook, line, and sinker. You're hardcore blue, and nothing I say or do is going to change your opinion. That's why politicians don't go there. Politicians are only going to go to the places where it might be contentious, like they might have a chance. And then they'll do little stops along to show their supporters where they like, that like them. I mean, it only serves so much for Camel Toe to go visit California. She knows she's got California. It only serves so much for Trump to go to Florida. I mean, he'll do a couple, but the majority of his stops are not going to be in Florida because he knows that he's already got that state. And he'll make stops there, but that's not going to be the majority of it. They said they're proud of how multiculturalism has shaped their city, a place where almost 60% of residents, but see, here's the problem. Whenever they say almost 60% of residents are Latino, the problem is you don't call them Latino until you put it in the news. You call them Latinx. And because whenever you start saying that look, we have 60% Latinos, 16% Black, why aren't you guys coming? Because people in the United States don't care. The only people that care about whether you're Black or you're white or you're Hispanic or whatever is on the left, because they use it to tout the numbers. And then, of course, you get the idiots on the right that fall into that same trap and do the same thing. No, go for the American voter. It does not matter whether they're man, woman, Latino, Black, doesn't matter. I think if the right would focus more on doing that, they would probably do a much better. The working class community was largely built on factory jobs that once offered residents a comfortable middle class life. But after the companies abandoned the city's lakefront, why would they abandon the lakefront? In the 60s, tens of thousands of jobs disappeared. Waukegan never fully recovered. Its poverty and unemployment rates rise well above the state and national averages. Its school district is one of the worst funded in the country, struggles with understaffing and dismal graduation rates, and its lake shore is a sagging reminder of the city's heyday. An asbestos manufacturing plant, a coal plant, a gypsum factory all sit silent beside public beaches. Yeah. Well, because asbestos causes lung problems. I don't even know if they've been able to go in there and clear the whole asbestos factory up. Interesting. Industries brought with them another problem, legacy of environmental damage. Oh, yeah. Because people didn't self-regulate. I mean, you look back. Look, I think one of the best examples I ever saw of this was Mad Men. If you've ever seen Mad Men, there's this one particular scene, and I want to say that it was somewhere in the 50s or 60s. Some of this had taken place. Could be wrong on this. Yeah, it would have been late 50s, early 60s. Yeah, and they're sitting down at this park, and they've got their picnic, table all spread out, their little picnic blanket, and they're opening up these little packages of wafers and their food and their meat and their sandwiches, and they got their breads and they're making all these sandwiches. And whenever they get up, they just take the blanket and just shake the blanket off, fold it up, load it up in their car, and drive off with all this trash just laying there. That was a perfect example of the way that people acted in the 60s. Because in the 50s and 60s, you started getting almost everything packaged to you. It was canned corn, canned beans. It was Hi-C drink. It was in your can. It was you had just everything was pre-packaged for you to eat, like packaged potatoes and packaged blueberry pancakes and everything that you would normally make from scratch was all boxed up nice and pretty for the housewives that didn't want to cook. Made it easy on them. This is the old can with the key. Oh yeah, the sardine can with the key. And so it was back whenever they were growing up. It wasn't uncommon for them to go out on a picnic with their folks, but it was all wrapped in paper. and the paper would be thrown, just thrown back in the container because they would save it and burn, for the burn pit or whatever it might be. That stuff went away. That stuff went away in the 60s. Just a thought. So the people didn't self-regulate, I guess is the best way to put it. The scene in Waukegan contrasts with Racine's pristine lakefront marina where luxury condos flank coffee shops because they hired people to come and clean up after them. The history of Waukegan, unfortunately, is the history of the country's neglect of those Rust Belt communities, especially along the Great Lakes. People are struggling. That's why they migrate. That's not uncommon. Not uncommon for people to migrate from one state, one city to the other. And of course, you need to hear us. Sam Cunningham, okay, a former mayor of Waukegan, said people feel forgotten in the city that he's called home since elementary school. It's clear, he said, that's the national agenda prioritizes some states over the others. All right, if you don't like how Illinois runs its state, that's Illinois. It has nothing to do with the federal government. So I'm looking. It says Margaret Padel is struggling to pay their bills and to a homeless shelter near her home. Okay, she says drove to Milwaukee in August to see Harris speak. If Harris were to visit Waukegan, Carrasco said she would take her to the deteriorating houses on the south side of the city. Yeah, because it's a crap hole. To assisted living facilities where senior citizens are struggling to pay their bills, and to a homeless shelter near her home. Her message to Harris, she said, is not to count on their votes saddled with job losses and rising cost of living. People in Waukegan are frustrated. While she still plans to vote for Harris, what? Her message to Harris, she said, is not to count on their votes, while she's going to still vote for Harris. Carrasco hears more of Waukegan voters pulling away from the Democrat Party, which has long won the lion's share of the city's votes. Well, that's how it goes. Hey, Yamaha, how you doing, sir? How you doing? It's really interesting to me. If you don't spend the time with us, they don't expect us to vote for you, said Carrasco, 65, who trains young Latinas in Waukegan to ride horses in traditional Mexican charro style. You need to hear us. You need to talk to us. You're not listening. Don't blame the politicians for your garbage thing. You voted yourself into this situation. Now vote yourself out. Oh, they made it harder, huh? So as I've read down through here, the grit, a city of grit and imagination. Let's see. I don't. Now, I've read through this whole thing about someone's freaking sob story living in a shithole town, a shithole city, a shithole state that's been run into the freaking ground. And the only thing that they're saying is, what presidential campaign? The Electoral College puts most American voters on the sidelines. Looks to me like clickbait. I guess they didn't write their story like they intended to, because I was hoping that they would talk more about the Electoral College. But they had nothing to say about the Electoral College whatsoever. And people ask, oh, what is the Electoral College? Well, the Electoral College was put in place. So places like Waukegan, Chicago, places like St. Louis, Missouri, places like New York City, Tampa, Miami, Los Angeles, San Francisco. The reason the Electoral College was put in place is so these large cities could not dictate what goes on in rural counties. Now, whenever you talk about Waukegan, you're steps away from Chicago. I mean, you look at it really close, you'll see it's a very concentrated little area. It's part of Chicago. They pick up the same damn radio stations. I mean, they're right there. That's not a dictation of it. And what the Electoral College does is it makes sure that, the 10 people living on a farm of 150 acres that's been in the family for 2-3 generations, that they've sold off portions of their land, that they're not overlooked and don't have what's been going on in the cities, where the cities will have millions of votes. So they break it up into smaller sections to make it more palatable to shove down your throat. But that's the general purpose of the Electoral College, to make it where you don't have the cities dictating what happens in the rest of the country. Like it or not, that's how it is. Whether it's good or not doesn't matter. But imagine that and this is why people get disheartened by not wanting to go out and vote, because they're looking at their city, their town, however large, however small it might be, and they think that their vote doesn't count. No, their vote still does count. If you want to know the true look of how your country is made up and what people believe, the left really wants to get rid of the Electoral College. They want to get rid of the Supreme Court. They want to have a no holds bar on this state, on this city, on this country. Because once they have control, oh yeah, the left, will be just as happy as can be to take from you and give to themselves. And as sad as that is, it's true. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is how you troll people. This is how you troll people right here. Donald J. Trump has long blasted China's trade practices. His God Bless the USA Bibles were printed there. Oh, ooh. That right there is glorious. Now think about this. Think about this. This is an awesome idea. Now you have to remember, this is just my opinion, and I'll also tell you folks right now, I'm not Christian, so none of what I'm saying should matter whatsoever. But think about this. This is the ultimate troll. You've got a communist country that does not allow people to have freedom of worship. They have to worship a certain way. And just think how glorious it is that they're sending Bibles. They're sending Bibles to other countries. And Trump is doing this. He's got the Bible being printed in other countries. I wonder how many people get a chance to read that Bible. How many souls have they saved? Lord Almighty. This is an ultimate troll right here. I love it. I love it. Every bit of this is hilarious. We're printed in a country that does not have free speech, that the former president is repeatedly accused of stealing American jobs and engaging in unfair trade practices. China. Global trade records reviewed by the AP showed a printing company in China's eastern city of Hangzhou shipped close to 120,000 Bibles to the United States between early February and late March. The estimated value of the 3 separate shipments was $342,000, or less than $3 per Bible. According to the databases that use customs data to track exports and imports, the minimum price for the Trump-backed Bible is $59.99, putting the potential sales revenue at about $7 million. If they sold them for that, we're going to build a big, beautiful God Bless America Bible, and China's going to pay for it. Orange 45, 47, probably. I think it's awesome. Oh, Trump's Bible connection to China, which has not been previously reported. Why? Because it's not newsworthy. That's why. But it is a good troll. I love a good troll. Harsh anti-China rhetoric and his rush to cash in while campaigning. The Trump campaign did not respond to emails and calls seeking comment. Why would they? Like, you guys just promoted the Trump Bible. This is the ultimate troll. The largest and most recent load of 70,000 copies of Trump's Bible arrived by container vessel at the port of Los Angeles on March 28th, 2 days after Trump announced in a video posted on his Truth Social platform he'd partner with country singer Lee Greenwood to hawk the Bibles. Tua. In the video, Trump blended religion with his campaign message as he urged viewers to buy the Bible. Inspired by Greenwood's ballot, God Bless the USA. The Bible includes copies of the U.S. Constitution. Wow. Wait a second here. Holy crap. This is an even better troll. Oh my God. Trump. Amazing. Not only did you give the Chinese the Bible, you gave them the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance. All. Oh my God. What a troll. Thank you. Imagine this book right here. 304. How many copies did they say? Holy cow. How many copies? 120,000 copies of this. But it means it's in their printing press. That means that China is getting copies of the U.S. Constitution. Oh my God. What a Trump move right there. Oh. Some were even printed in Belarus. I love it. AP, you've outdone yourselves. Why would Trump even respond to this? This is glorious. Trump didn't say where God Bless the USA Bibles are printed or what they cost. A copy hand-signed by the former president sells for $1,000. Trump also didn't disclose how much he earns per sale. So, does it matter? Did you ask him? Oh, no, he didn't disclose it because he didn't have to. Did you ask him how much money he spent on all of the supplies that were brought to North Carolina? Did you ask him? How much did he spend on that? I guarantee you it was a lot more than he spent on those Bibles. Guarantee it was more than that. A version of the $60 Bible memorializes the July 13th assassination attempt on him. Trump's name is on the cover of above the phrase, "The day God intervened." The wording appears to have been stamped on after the Bible was produced. Trump said on Saturday his would-be assassin did not succeed by the hand of providence and the grace of God. Amen. Trump's name and image are licensed. The website states that Trump's name and image are used under a paid license from CIC Ventures, a company Trump reported owning in his most recent financial disclosure. CIC Ventures earned $300,000 in Bible sales royalties, according to the disclosure. It's unclear what period that covers or how much Trump received in additional payments since the disclosure was released in August. Seethe much? They really don't like it that Trump makes money off of his image, off of everything that he does. And they hate this. They hate this with a passion. Do you notice they haven't been talking anything about his court cases? Yeah. You know why? Because every time they mention them, it made them look like bigger assholes than they already are. It makes them look stupid, foolish, ridiculous, like they're intentionally going after a running mate, a person that is probably going to be your next president. And they're getting antsy. Oh, they cannot wait until after election, the day leading right up the day before election. I guarantee they're going to be like, oh my God, did you see what Trump did? He's back in court. Oh, they're finding him guilty of some more money. Within a week or two, you're going to see these attacks come out again. Why? Because they know that they're losing. They know they're losing. They want to bring him down. But Trump also has an eye on his personal finances. For years, Trump has been castigating Beijing as an obstacle to American economic success. Yeah, slapping hefty tariffs on Chinese imports for years. For years. How many years? Wait. Wait. And did Biden lift those tariffs? The ones they put in place? I'm curious. Did he? Oh. Anyhow, America's economic success slapping hefty tariffs on Chinese imports while president and threatening even more stringent measures if he's elected again. Interesting. Yeah. He blamed China for the coup. No, and no. That's the thing. He didn't blame China for the coup outbreak, because that would have been, according to some experts, not caused by China. But it happened in China. Big difference. That thousands of Chinese illegals are flooding the U.S. to build an army. Well, if that is true, do you have proof of it? No, there's no proof of that. None at all. Nope, no proof of this whatsoever. Just like, last election was completely free and fair. There was no shenanigans that happened whatsoever anywhere. It was the best turnout ever. Nobody did anything wrong. But Trump also has an eye on his personal finances and pitching Bibles. Well, no, he's just like, these are for sale if you want to buy them. Buy one of the Bibles. Number of for-profit ventures he's launched or promoted, including diamond-encrusted watches, sneakers, photo books, cryptocurrency, and digital trading cards. And why? Because people buy it. People want these things. They want a little piece of his legacy. It's really, really strange how that happens. That he wants anything made here in the USA is expensive. I believe it's called a convent charge, that just because it's made here. Yeah. Convenient charge. Yeah. What is it? Remember R.R. Donnellly? They used to print everything here in the USA. There were a large account of mine 24 years ago. Yeah. Yep. But those places get shut down because of their political beliefs. It's usually what happens with companies, or they find that it's more expensive because the economy goes to crap. Everyone, is sitting here, well, America has the strongest economy in the world. That's what we're told, right? We're told that America has the strongest economy in the world, that there's nothing to see here. It's not like inflation has gone crazy, or we've taken in more debt than we paid for, or printed more money than was necessary. But hey, we'll send that extra printed money to Ukraine. Why not? You had an argument with someone. Don't argue with someone that buys and wears Trump regalia. It makes them part of a cult. No. I would say anybody that buys into the mass media, the news media, is part of the cult. Just saying. I see these people that go out and they wave flags to show their support, their unity, both left and both right. And I don't think it's cultish. I just think that they're showing support for their guy. It's like your football team. I mean, does that make you a cult because you wear, a Bears jersey? And I mean, does that make you part of a cult? Well, in Valhalla's case, probably, but No, that doesn't make you part of a cult. Doesn't make you part of anything other than part of a team. That's the way I look at it. With a web of enterprises has stoked conflict of interest concerns. Selling products at prices that exceed their value may be considered a campaign contribution, said Claire Finkelstein, founder of Nonpartisan Center for Ethics and Rule of Law, a law professor at University of Pennsylvania. I don't even have to look up Finkelstein. Finkelstein, good Lord, I thought that was a fake name, but it's real. No, I don't have to look up Finkelstein, but I can tell you right now, if you dig deep enough, you'll find that they're paid and bought, and they get their support from the Democrat Party, because the Democrats don't want to say anything about this. Though, here's the thing: you have to remember, in this whole realm, the politicians won't say anything. They get their constituents, these little offshoot groups that have these wonderful sounding names that's called Nonpartisan Center for Ethics and Rule of Law. Sounds they're nonpartisan. Here we go again. Let's do it, because I have to every single time. They're also known as Curl. And whenever I look up Curl, student opportunities. Let's see what they are. Master of Arts in History, publications, books, annual reports, rule of law pose, about us, their mission. Let's see, what is their mission? Yep, there it is. Over each name, how Curl is unique, the issues, Curl's impact, blah blah blah. All right, here we go. Let's find out about Curl. The fine people here. Their mission is to preserve and promote rule of law in 21st century national security warfare and democratic governance. Well, that explains it right there. The Nonpartisan Interdisciplinary Institute dedicated to preserving and promoting the rule of law in 21st century national security warfare, democratic governance. Curl draws from the study of law, philosophy, and ethics to answer the difficult questions that arise at times of war and contemporary transnational conflicts. Curl is affiliated with the Annenberg Public Policy Center. What is the Annenberg Public Policy Center? Let's see. So if they're associated with them, and there it is. Let's see. There it is. In a warming world, public needs to know more about protections from mosquito-borne illnesses. Research areas. Let's see. Climate communication, communication science, health and risk communication, institutions of democracy, science of science communication, past projects. Let's see. Their news, awards, recognition, general news, press releases, news coverage, events, AAP speaker series, Peter Hart's Voices of the Voters, publications, audio and video resources, books, white papers, and reports, supplemental people, director, staff, visiting scholars, postdoctoral fellows. We love these people right here. What? They're so climate communication. What is it? Climate communication, part of this hub for interdisciplinary transnational research on climate communication, resilience, action, policy, which focus on topics of local sales. This is why I hate doing damn research, because then I go down a freaking rabbit hole and it just shows you what they're at. Climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change. Now you get where these people are, where they're coming from. And these, you read over Curl, how it's unique. It's by performing critical work of educating government servants, private sector professionals, students, and the general public on ethical and rule of law. Yes, it facilitates the potential impact policy at the highest levels, the issues, bridging the theory and practice in open environment. meaningful tackle pressuring issues of the day like executive authority and its limits, interrogation techniques and torture, cyber attacks and other gray zone tactics, weaponization of outer space, authorization of use military force, targeted killings, the global defense industry using autonomous weapon systems, many uses, international dimensions, implications, and Curl conferences cover them, including partnerships with the highest levels from across the globe, their impact by looking at traditional questions raised on war and national security. Oh, let's see. Oxford series of national security, rule of law, periodically annual reports. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're definitely should be trusted. Yeah, you want to trust these people? Okay. Center for Ethics and Rule and Law profession at University of Pennsylvania. You have to assume that everything that the individual does is being done as a candidate, so that any of that money that flows through him benefits him as a candidate. Suppose Vladimir Putin were to buy a Trump watch. Is that campaign finance violation? I would think so. No. The only Bible strikes me as a profoundly problematic mixing of religion and state. No, geez. This lady is a complete, Finkelstein, you're an idiot. You are a complete idiot. Okay. Do we need to go over this particular right that we have of religion? Okay. You have the freedom of religion, unencumbered by the state telling you what religion you have to have. The state would be politicians. State would be the federal government. Cannot dictate that, for example, we all have to bow down and worship Judaism or Zionism or Palestinianism or any other religion, except unless it's climate change, and then that throws out the whole theory there, because you have to bow down and worship that. Everyone must bow down and worship that. There is a separation of church and state. Church doesn't dictate what the state does. The state doesn't dictate what the church does. Two separate things, which gives you the freedom to worship however you feel to worship, or not at all. It's wonderful how that happens. You want your pursuit of happiness back. Yeah, Freckle Ginger, Esmeralda. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to do a quick coffee break. I've got to grab some coffee. Grab some coffee. Coffee is going to be glorious. All right, I shall be right back. Enjoy a little bit of a coffee break, and here we go.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to effing see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Whoa, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand, Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, well, that is too dirty to say here. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand, Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is that is too dirty to say here, Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the the sun, he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Otters in the surf, hummingbirds in the sky. Rambo honks the horn and spits in Shizzy's eye. Oh my! Oh, Rambo's rolling, rolling, rolling. Has the sun, he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Oh, Rambo's rolling. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the wave. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the waves. Otters wave their paws, telling Rambo, not sure, but if you could understand, Otter, it probably wasn't nice. Oh, Rambo's rolling, rolling, rolling. Has the sun, he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having a effing blast. So here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too. Well, here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too.
You're not ignored, Debbie Webb. Welcome. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, your declaration rights. Oh, yes. Exactly. Church and state don't mix. Weird how that happens. What did I do now? It wasn't me. It was all somebody else's fault. Yeah, you keep saying that, Yamaha. You keep saying it. We know. Yes. Oh, yeah. We understand that this is how it goes. That's wonderful. And everybody, I do want to thank Megan for stopping by yesterday morning. That was absolutely wonderful of her to do that. She always brings something to a conversation, and it might be like beauty, because no, she's very smart. She's more than just good looks, guys. Oh, I love it. All right, here we go. There's a potentially lucrative opportunity for Trump to sell 55,000 of the God Bless the USA Bibles to Oklahoma after the state's top kid education official ordered public schools to incorporate scripture into lessons from grade 5 through 12. Now, is that true? Is that true that they ordered public schools to incorporate scripture? I don't think that's true. Oklahoma plans to spend $3 million on Bibles that initially matched Trump's edition, K through 12. Now, see, whenever you throw these kinds of things out there, I'm looking. Let's see. I'm just curious about this, because they throw this out there, and the Oklahoma plans to spend $3 million on Bibles that initially matched Trump's edition, a King James version that contains U.S. founding documents. The request was revised Monday to allow the U.S. historical documents to be bound with the Bible or provided separately. Pretty cool. So what is this? Oklahoma's Department of Education did not answer AP's questions about whether the Bibles must be printed in the United States or if any department officials have discussed the proposal. Well, what is this proposal? Now they've got me interested here. So let me see. It's looks like some sort of document here. Okay, let's look, because they're throwing something out here that they're saying it is an attachment A. See, this is I love this kind of stuff right here. This really brings me in. All right, Let me see what we got. It says solicitation number EVs 000555555, blah, blah, blah. Any defined term herein, not defined herein, meaning described. Office of Management of Enterprise, OMES, Central Purchasing Division is seeking response on behalf of Oklahoma State Department Educational suppliers, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. Contract terms, renewal options. Okay. Bid. Scope and just okay. State of Oklahoma's non-negotiable general terms. Supplier and state agree to the following general terms, scope and contract renewal. Supplier may not add products or services to its offering under the contract without state's prior written approval at no time of performance. Upon mutual agreement, supplier understands contract effect. Okay, this is just contract. Okay, unless mutually agreed on by the state of Oklahoma. Okay. State agencies are exempt from the assessment of the state's sales, use, and excise taxes. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything here. Invoices and payments. The supplier has to pay for it. Oklahoma Open Records Act. Supplier acknowledge all state agencies. Certain other customers are subject to Oklahoma Open Records conflict of interest. In addition, blah, blah, blah. Code of ethics, conduct, supplier. State shall not identify, unlawful to identify a private contractor. The credit sale will not be given pledge, identification. Okay. Terminating funding insufficiency, suspension of supplier may be subject to suspension without advance notice and may additional suspended from activities under the contract if the supplier fails to comply with confidentiality, privacy, security, environmental, or safety requirements applicable. Okay. Certification regarding debarment, suspension, or other responsibility matters. Okay. What does this have to do with anything? Choice of law and venue, employment relationship failure. This is a contract. That's all it is. Okay, this is like standard contract. This shows absolutely nothing in here. Why are they talking about this now? Because I'm confused. There are hundreds of Bible publishers. We expect a robust competition for this proposal. Okay. They confirm things. Okay. What does this have to do with it? So they just threw something out there that makes no damn sense. All right. The thing that they threw out there was that Oklahoma has signed into law that Scripture was going to become part of their standard teaching practices. Okay, and going down through here, it says that Oklahoma top education officials ordered public schools to incorporate Scripture. Now it's got me like wanting to search this out because I don't think that's true. I really want to see what it is. Oklahoma. Now incorporates Scripture. In schools. Let's see, what does it say? Oklahoma, and it's all YouTube. Now incorporate school. What is it? Add to the Bible. No, that's PBS. I don't trust PBS. Oklahoma schools must teach Bible. State superintendent. That's all YouTube. Do Oklahoma resist mandate to teach? Okay. What does it say? Oklahoma resists order to teach from the Bible in classrooms. State school superintendency ordered schools to teach the Bible, but local school districts say they'll make up their own minds. Schools resist. Can teachers teach the Bible in public schools? Blah, blah, blah. What is the religion law in Oklahoma schools? There you go. There it is. It says, and I'm going to pull this thing up and see if we can find out their fact checker. Cancel. Nope. All right. Interview. Okay, it says claim Oklahoma academic standards require Bible to be taught in the context of historical documents. Oh, yeah. So let's see. This is what. Now this was done on July 11th. We fact check what Oklahoma law says about teaching the Bible in schools. Okay. Some raised questions about what power Oklahoma State Superintendent Brian Waters has to mandate specific curriculum after he issued a directive requiring schools to incorporate the Bible in classroom lessons. Immediate and strict compliance expected, Waters said in a memo sent to school superintendent. Waters also announced this week he plans to overhaul state academic standards for social studies and name the slate of advisors, including the leaders. The revised standards will incorporate the introduction of the Bible as an instructional resource that Superintendent Waters announced last week, as well as ensuring that social studies reflect accuracy and not political slanted viewpoints. Okay. Claim the Oklahoma State Superintendent has the authority to require specific content be taught in schools. He has the legal authority to require the Bible in classroom instruction that teachers who don't comply could lose their teaching licenses. The fact check says this is mostly false. The state's Attorney General office said that Walter has no legal authority to require certain content be taught by sending a memo to school districts. State law gives local districts the exclusive power to determine the instruction curriculum, reading list, and instructional materials and textbooks. The Oklahoma Board of Education, which Walters chairs, is responsible for adopting academic standards. The standards set a basic framework for the students who should know by the end of each school year, according to state law. Revoke, blah, blah, blah. So it says Oklahoma State did not respond to the Frontier's questions about the legal grounds for Walters' authority to require. Claim Oklahoma law already allows the Bible to be taught in public schools. Source, Oklahoma law explicitly allows Bibles in classrooms and enables teachers to use them in instruction. In 2010, Oklahoma legislature passed the then Governor Brad Henry signed a bill allowing public schools to offer students elective courses, allow them to elective courses in the Old and New Testaments of the Christian Bible to teach students knowledge of biblical content, characters, poetry, narratives that are prerequisites to understand the contemporary society and culture, including literature, art, music, mores, oratory, and public policy. Okay. So there's nothing wrong there with that. They're not shoving the Bible down the throat. Oklahoma academic standards require the Bible to be taught in context of historical documents. That's all that it is. We have academic standards that tell our teachers that you are to talk about the Bible in reference to the Mayflower Compact, letters from the Birmingham jail, and the Declaration of Independence. So that right there is this. State law prohibits the teaching of sectarian or religious doctrine in Oklahoma public schools, but allows the reading of scripture. The current Oklahoma academic standards do not list the Bible as a required text in public instruction. The standards do not mandate any specific curriculum or dictate of how teachers should teach. The Bible is not listed as a material to be taught in reference to historical documents such as the Mayflower Compact. Yeah, it doesn't mandate any of it. The Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution do not mention separation of church and state. Well, that's completely different. Separation of church and state appears nowhere in the Declaration of Independence of the Constitution. Well, that's true. The phrase separation of church and state does not appear in the Declaration of Independence or the U.S. Constitution, but the First Amendment established clause states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment, right, of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Nice, huh? So they're really having a hard time spinning this one, aren't they? Rating system true. Claim this backed up by factual evidence. Mostly true. Claim this mostly true, but contains some inaccurate details. A claim that blah, blah, blah. U.S. Supreme Court ruled the Establishment Clause also applies to states. Yeah. Concept of separation of church and state has been used throughout American history, according to historical records. Thomas Jefferson said in an 1801 letter, the Establishment Clause was intended to create a wall of separation between church and state. See, there you have it. There you have it. So what they're telling you in this story here is completely misleading. Completely misleading. And Chinese printing presses. Critics call the Bible a toxic mix. The King James Version used in the Trump Bible is in the public domain. Greenwood had initially planned to use the best-selling New International Version licensed in North America by HarperCollins Christian Publishing, but the publisher abandoned the arrangement amid pressure from religious scholars and authors who denounced the merger of scripture and government documents as a toxic mix that would fuel Christian nationalism sentiments in evangelical churches. Oh, it's the Christians' fault again. Where are the lions whenever you need them? Christian nationalists are likely to believe the U.S. Constitution was inspired by God. It would be so awful if they believed that it was inspired by God and written by man. That would be a horrible thing, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be horrible if you were inspired by God or a muse or just something came across your mind and you were inspired to write a beautiful song like, Baby Got Back or something like that. Just being inspired. You see that big, round, beautiful, bootylicious thing just go walking by and makes you want to write a song about it, and you're inspired. I guess that would really suck, wouldn't it? Christian nationalists are likely to believe the U.S. Constitution was inspired by God. The federal government should declare the U.S. a Christian nation. So sad. Other critics call the Bible blasphemous. It's blasphemy. Taking what has long been understood as a global message religiously and stamping it with the flag of one nation is a... Wait a second. Do you remember? There's this thing that we have. It's pledging allegiance to the United States of America, which means that you have an allegiance to the United States of America. It's one nation under God. It doesn't tell you which God. It doesn't tell you it's a Muslim God, Christian God, or anything like that. Independent, with liberty and justice for all, it is a republic. Jeez Louise, these people are ridiculous. It has nothing to do with Christian belief, but we do have a belief that we're one nation under God. Generic God, the God of philosophy. Exactly. Thank you. I'm not a philosopher. Separation of church and state has been misunderstood and misused. It was used to protect churches from government controlling the church and from a church controlling the government. Unlike England, the church controls the government. The government controls the church. This is why it's a long history. You go back and study some English history and you'll understand how this all plays in. It had a faux leather cover, and words were jammed together on the pages, making it hard to read. He also found sticky pages that ripped apart when pulled apart, and there was no copyright page or information about who printed the Bible or where. I was shocked by how poor the quality was. Wildsmith said, "It says to me that it's more about the love of money than it is the love of our country." God, these people. Speaking of Baby Got Back, my twin has been wandering around doing what he terms American urban poetry in the voice of not Alan Rickman. Such an annoying a-hole he is. Oh, just love it. I love it that people get so worked up and oh my God. My God. It is just amazing to me that religion is so dangerous to all of us. If you don't believe in things the way that I believe, then oh my gosh, we're all gonna burn. We're all gonna burn. Oh, so we've got a hurricane coming. Everybody knows this. And it is looking like this is going to be, hitting the limpest part of the United States. Shizzy, but that was not added until 1954. Okay. If the pages are stuck through this, because art guillotine was sprayed on the edges. More than likely. I've had that happen. There's a way to fix that really quick, is whenever you get that Bible, you twist it like this and twist it like that, and then give it a couple of twists left and right, and it makes it really nice. I remember back in, I think it was elementary school, how to treat a brand new book whenever you get it, to open it to the center and to flex every single part of it so you could get that book to work. And then you can, open each page. So as you go through it and you flip that around, you go through reading the entire Bible, which, let's see, I've probably read the Bible at least, 3-4 times in my lifetime. Yeah. It's an interesting read, breaking open a new book. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. Some of those Old Testament stories were pretty hot. Yes. Well, even the New Testament stories, you get towards the end of the New Testament, man, it gets fiery. We're talking hell, fire, brimstone. Man, we're talking like all kinds of perversion, sort of like the times we're living in right now, isn't it? Where a man is not a man anymore. It's a man, baby. It's a woman. It's a man. It's horrible. It's horrible. Oh, God, this is hilarious. This is so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, I'm not playing that, Captain Kern. That right there will get me in trouble for misinformation. I see what you sent me. No, can't do that. There's a reason why we don't talk about certain things here. We try to keep it, on the down low of what we believe and what's going on. Yeah, there's certain things, if we do, it'll get us in trouble. It'll get us in all kinds of trouble. Oh my gosh. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Oh, here we go. I was gonna show this right here because, well, it's so important.
Federal lawmakers have negotiated $800 million to give out as grants to cities seeing an influx of migrants. Sources say Senator Chuck Schumer has already discussed with FEMA the allocation of a substantial amount of it for New York City. Mayor Eric Adams tells our Bill Ritter the flood of migrants is coming with a hefty price tag.
Through the fiscal year until from July to June of next year,
is he under indictment?
Anywhere in the area of $1 billion that we would have to spend and more, because it's not only giving people housing, but we have to infuse
for misappropriation of funds,
the children into our educational system. We're talking about feeding those who were in the shelter.
Wasn't he under? Isn't he under indictment? Really? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that he's under indictment right now. Some of those really old books will make an image on the edge of the pages when they form slant. There's silence in him. He spoke out. You think? You think? You know what this is right here? Yeah. This right here is a picture taken inside of one of Trump's hotels. You know why they're there? They're there for emergency response. He set them up for a place to stay. This is how a human acts. And I'm not talking left, right, or anything. I'm just saying that's right there is how a human acts. He's given free rooms at Trump Doral Hotel. Linemen are getting ready to help the people of Florida during the hurricane. Amazing, right? Amazing that he's setting up, getting ready for a hurricane. He's providing free room to all the linemen. I wouldn't be surprised if he's bringing in food and extra supplies to help where the federal government wants to send in FEMA that can't work a line. I've never known anybody in FEMA to be a lineman. Just saying. I'm sure that some linemen have worked for FEMA or former linemen are now working for FEMA. But nothing else. It's odd to me that a former president takes time out of everything to do these kinds of things. Yet you can't get the simpleness of some of these folks to even pay any attention. And we hear about this on a regular basis that they're not doing anything to help out. The FEMA is doing very little. FEMA is doing a lot. FEMA is doing so much. They're out there, making sure that the hotel rooms that they're staying in are well taken care of, well maintained. They're making sure that food is being well allocated amongst themselves. They're making sure that there's enough water to, help keep them going, to provide the services that they need. They're making sure that they have all the power that they could possibly get. They're doing all so much to. It takes a lot of money that gets spent in ways that they see fit to have money spent. The amount of work that FEMA is doing to help all the people by making sure that they've got the helicopters grounded in the right spots, that they've got airplanes on standby, that they've got that they've got all of the food and resources put in the right place to help themselves to at least another 4 years of life. It's very important that you don't forget what this is about. What this is about. FEMA is there to help you and themselves to make sure that this election goes off without a hitch. Yes, they are not to be questioned, because in questioning them would be political discourse, political disinformation. It's not what we're looking for. We're not what we're looking for. So it's also important to remember how Waffle House helps Southerners and FEMA judge a storm severity. You're making me sick now. Has no problem with government spending money for a one-way ticket back to the U.S. border, and they can walk back across. Double toothpicks. I wouldn't even donate. Oh, come on. You know that FEMA is all about helping the downtrodden, especially whenever they're downtrodden on them. Here we go. Golden hash browns, gravy, smothered biscuits. Then this person right here, Hannah Schkobaum, or whatever your name is, you are not from the South. You are not from the South. You are not from the South. You know nothing. You've probably never stepped foot inside of a Waffle House, you crazy goofball. Because it's more than just crispy golden hash browns. Because if you're getting crispy golden hash browns, that means that you cook them without the ring. See, standard for Waffle House is you cook it in a ring. Whenever you get them scattered, that would be improper. See? So you have scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, topped. Amazing, isn't it? And if you're wondering what those mean, is you have scattered, which means you scatter them. Covered means you put cheese on them. Smothered means you put onions in them. Chunked means that you've got all the way with gravy. Chunked means that you have ham mixed in with it. Topped means that you put chili on top of it. Okay. Now they've added some other stuff in there. I experimented with quite a few of those different ways of doing it. But yeah, scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, topped. That's pretty standard. And the hash browns, and here's something you also probably didn't know with Waffle House. All those hash browns that you get come prepackaged in a cardboard box. They're dehydrated potatoes, and what they do is they fill them up with water, and they let them soak for quite some time. Now, whenever they soak up all that water and sort of rehydrates them, and they can become really mushy and soggy. So you don't want to let them sit too long, or else they break down and turn into mush. Now, unlike Waffle House, Denny's, on the other hand, all they do is they fill the container with water, they poke holes in it, and drain all the water out. So they only get a short time of water, which I prefer. I prefer Denny's hash browns more than Waffle House, but it's just because the amount of time that they soak. That's it. So the big difference in the hash browns, basically the same hash browns, just Waffle House soaks them a little bit longer and they get a little bit more fluffy. And then you add a little bit of sugar to those. Well, the sugar's already in there, but the sugar is what causes them to brown up and crisp up. Same way with like McDonald's and crap like that. It's the sugar in there that causes them to get really crispy. Smothered, covered, chunked together, but home fries, not hash. Well, the hash browns are completely, and I like hash browns also. Hash browns and home fries are pretty damn good. But yeah, if you're ever in a Waffle House and you want to do something really interesting, order it scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, top. You're like, it's basically like having hash browns inside a chili. And the amount of chili that they use is about the same amount as you would get in a bowl of chili. Some would say pancakes. Well, no, the cool part about the waffles is the waffles you can do with pecans or without. I don't think they've added anything else in there. But basically all you do is you sprinkle a little bit of pecans on it and then close the top on it. And whenever the pancake is done to the right doneness, because the waffle iron separates just the right amount, and you end up with a nice good amount of crispness to it. And yeah, and also if you see someone using if you use what do you call it? What is the word I'm looking for? If you see anybody throwing a oven or a grill brick or grill weight on top of chicken, they're doing it wrong. Okay, because whenever you're cooking the chicken and the pork chops, it should be domed. So they have a little dome that you set over the top of it, and what that does is it captures all the moisture, so you end up with a really nice juicy piece of chicken or a nice juicy piece of pork. If you use a weight on it, what that does is it pushes all the liquid out of it and end up with this dried up piece of meat. And you also don't use that on the hamburgers. You'll see people throw it on hamburgers and everything else. Those weights are meant to be used on just the bacon. That's what they're there for. It's 11:23. Never been there. Never want to go there. No, it's glorious. Like, you have to remember, there's two colors of food at Waffle House. It's brown and yellow. Joke not. It's like two colors, brown and yellow. It's sort of saddening. It makes me feel like I'm stuck in the 70s. Waffle House, and let's see, it says the hot meals and bold yellow signs of the local Waffle House provide another kind of comfort. If a Waffle House stays open in town, even in a limited capacity, neighbors are reassured that the coming storm is unlikely to cause devastation. A closed location of the dependable diner chain has become indicate of impending disaster. This metric is known as the Waffle House Index. What might sound silly logic has become one of the most reliable ways for Southerners and even federal officials to gauge a storm's severity and identify communities in most need of immediate aid. About 24 Waffle House locations remain closed in the Carolinas and the chain's home state of Georgia on Tuesday, nearly 2 weeks after the states were battered by Hurricane Helene. Several other locations were open but served a limited menu. If you like sticky floors, sticky seats, sticky tables, Waffle House is your dream restaurant. Well, and I will say, if that's the kind of place that if that's the kind of Waffle House you're in, then that place should be shut down. Serious. It should be shut down. I will accept no Waffle House slander on this channel. Exactly. Now, here's the thing with Waffle House, and I worked there for quite some time, is you have very strict standards that you have to go by. And if you're not doing that, that is a management issue. And that can cause also a lot of problems with your local code enforcement if that place has got stickiness all over it, because you're supposed to be going through there wiping everything down. You know, after each rotation of people comes through, those things should be wiped down. At the beginning of the shift, you do a count. At the end of the shift, you do a count, and in between, then you're cleaning. Like, you're going through, you're cleaning the floors, you're making everything for the next shift. It is a constant flow. Like, you have there is no shutting down of the Waffle House. It is open 24/7. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Okay. And that place should be cleaned constantly. You're cleaning the floors, you're running degreaser over everything to clean floors. I mean, it is usually supposed to be done completely efficiently. But if it's all nasty and sticky in there, stay away. Stay away. That means that they're not doing their job. That would be a management thing. I was going to say, if you like that sticky stuff, there's a special theater. Damn it, Yamaha, going to get me in trouble. Rosalind, you were just wrong. Oh, I love you guys. It's so wonderful. Yeah, that right there would be nasty. As Hurricane Milton barrels towards Florida, communities still recovering from Helene. Many Waffle House locations along the Gulf Coast, including Tampa and Cape Coral and St. Petersburg, have closed in preparation. Now, also, Waffle House has backup generators. So they could lose power and they can still run. The South's favorite disaster authority provides an informal measure of how significant a storm will affect the community. A map of chains over 1,900 locations concentrated over the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic helps residents of storm-prone states assess whether they're likely to lose power, experience severe flooding, or endure other extreme conditions that might cause a resilient restaurant to close its doors. Oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. No, we like the Waffle House. Now, I haven't eaten at a Waffle House in probably 2 years. And that's only because I don't eat out much. That's the thing. I usually do all the cooking at home. You have to remember, I did short order cook. As a musician, it's one of the easiest jobs to work besides delivering pizzas. Delivering pizzas, short order cook is easy. And it's so easy. You can pretty much set up a schedule and have your own shift. That, and be a phone sex operator, that works too. Awful House. Yeah, don't you go messing with him. Rosalind Duke at Waffle House or the theater. Either way, the stories that Rag could tell. Damn it. I need to stop reading what you're saying, Yamaha. With their many Saturdays with your dad, great memories. Yeah. Yeah, their standards have slacked though. is 1 to 800 days. What's the difference between a large pizza and a musician? Damn it. Don't start with me. Yep. Prefer your local Greasy Spoon Diner, Monroe Street Diner, best eggs in town. Yep. Delivering pizza sounds interesting. Delivering pizzas is easy. It would be very expensive to be a pizza delivery person now. Yeah. To be a delivery driver would not be fun, just because the cost of gas is so much, and then maintenance on a vehicle. It's insane. Basically, Uber has become the new pizza delivery driver. I would say in the 20s here, that has become the new way. Put just as many hours, and your car still smells like feta cheese and desperation. And just no, I'm not talking about DoorDash. I'm talking about Uber. Uber is more of that realm. Sort of the same kind of standard. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. I think because my wife and I had a couple weekends ago, we went to a wedding reception. We didn't go to the wedding because it was family only, but the reception was open to pretty much like a block party. That's basically what it was. So we went there and we took an Uber there and back. And on the way there, the driver had his window rolled down. I think he was trying to mask the smell of weed. I was like, and then it confirmed it whenever he made a wrong turn off the interstate. It was weird. I think his old stomping grounds or something where he got the weed. Yeah. I mean, that was on him. I went to KFC the other day and they handed you a Popeyes bag and grabbed it back and real fast. We're being deceived, people. We're being deceived. No, they have. That's the thing. They have those multi-use locations. A map of chains of over 1,900 locations. Waffle House is not known for just serving breakfast 24/7. 7 days a week, 365 days a year, but also for its disaster preparedness. For decades, people across the South had noticed that the local Waffle House seemed to be the only business still open during a storm, or the first to open after it passed. The restaurant's changed reputation for remaining open when people desperately needed a place to warm up. Charge devices and grab a hot meal became a fairly reliable, albeit amusing source to help track recovery efforts. We don't need to know how the index works because we understand it. How did it start? Well, a former FEMA administrator has said he thought the Waffle House index, while leading Florida management services, has been searching for something to eat while surveying the devastation and was only able to find a Waffle House serving a limited menu. Well, that's just what they do. You miss your KFC, Taco Bell, closed down. Yeah, that's always fun. If you continue to use this color-coded map and join FEMA under Obama's agency's administration, they soon embraced a business strategy centered around keeping their restaurants open. Well, no. And okay. Look. This right here is a lie. Okay? Because they're saying in 2005 during Hurricane Katrina, company executives saw business skyrockets as restaurants that opened quickly. They soon embraced a business strategy centered around keeping the restaurants operable during and after a time of disaster. Okay. I worked for Waffle House in the 90s. Okay. They already had that in place. So if they're saying that they started this in 2005, they would be lying. Okay. In the 90s, it was before, what was it? What was the one that hit in the 90s? Was that Harvey or something like that? Before Harvey hit, because was it Harvey? This is the one that basically wiped out Fort Lauderdale because me and one of the other cooks at that Waffle House went down there to provide aid for like a weekend. We just had a weekend off, so we drove down there and went down to Fort Lauderdale, looked at all the damage, and came in and cooked it at a Waffle House down there for a weekend, just to give a little bit of relief to the other cooks that were down there. So, God, what year was that? It was 96, 98, something like that. Yeah. But the Waffle Houses stay open. They've had backup generators ever since I worked there. No, don't ask for what. Harvey hit Houston. Yeah, Harvey hit Houston. I can't remember which one it was that hit Fort Lauderdale. I just remember because I had been there in 90. Yeah, was it 91? Yeah, it was there in 91. It was at because we were playing a club called Summers on the Beach there in Fort Lauderdale, and it was like the entire beach was up on the entire boardwalk, and Summers just had a big pile of sand up against the building. Yeah, it's crazy. Damn, now we're gonna have to go get eggs and drop off the kids at school and make some sunny side up. Yeah, my wife she likes her eggs over easy. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, so what does this index say about Hurricane Milton? Waffle House has closed many Florida locations before Milton has made landfall, indicating the damage will likely be severe. Milton was upgraded back to a Category 5 storm Tuesday as it churned towards Florida's west coast. The ferocious storm could land a once-in-a-century direct hit on Tampa and St. Petersburg, engulfing the populous region with towering storm surges and turning debris from Helene's devastation into projectiles. Yeah, mommy, where's that couch flying at our house? This is why, if you're in these areas, get out of them. At least whenever these storms are hitting. Don't be Florida man. Don't be Florida man. The golden age of Pizza Hut. Yeah. Pizza Hut was pretty cool. Last night. Yeah, the Pizza Huts of old are not like they are now. I remember going there after Little League and sitting in Pizza Hut and playing like Pac-Man, crap like that. Those were the days. You take that quarter and man, that was you could play that damn Pac-Man until you lost. It was until you married your manager. Oh God, no! I don't. Oh no! I don't do the buffets. I'm sure a lot of people love buffets. I absolutely despise them. After being a short order cook, no, I don't do buffets. I think what was it? Denny's offered one at the location that I was at. They offered a buffet. Oh my God. Working night shift was a nightmare for the buffet because they would have the morning buffet. It was one of those where because we would be doing cleanup at the end of towards the end of the shift, and I would have to cook bacon. And the amount of bacon that I cooked was probably anywhere between 15 to 30 pounds of bacon in just a few short hours, minutes, I should say. It was, let's put it this way. That bacon that you're eating was not fresh cooked bacon. We would cook up it was about 15 pounds of bacon. We'd cover both grills because you have a large grill. Whenever I say large, probably 6-7 feet long. And then you have a shorter grill. And we would fill up both grills with bacon. And then as it was coming off, we'd put it in containers and package it up and put it in the cooler. so it could cool down. Because what they would do is they would bring them back out, and they would heat them back up, and then whenever they would run out, they would start cooking more. It was oh no, I don't like buffets, just because I know what goes into it. It'd be like egg beaters, like just imagine pouring a whole bunch of soup into a container and stirring it up to make your eggs. It was No, I have a hard time with buffets. Hurricane humps Florida Day. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, Bad Duck. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, here it is for you. FBI, open up! What the hell? Wake up! Wake up, everybody! Oh my! Oh my! Yeah, it is going to be an interesting day for sure. The hurricane is going to be rolling in this evening, so we're gonna have some pretty nasty weather on its way. Pretty nasty weather coming along. It's gonna be crazy. Oh my! You could play Pac-Man. I always put a quarter in; it was always just gone. I thought it kept the cartoon on the screen just going. Oh God, that's funny. Then he got another employee pregnant, and I divorced him. Oh my God! See, Debbie, that's why you never trust a. Oh my God! Yeah, that. I had some stories about pizza delivery business, man. The stories that I've seen and heard. Buffets and potlucks are a big nope. Yeah. Tropicana was imploding this morning in Vegas. It was Tropicana imploding. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Uncle Frank. Good to see you. Morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ammo Girl. Bulldog JC. Good morning. Sending thoughts and prayers for all affected by Helene and Milton. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We do that. It is going to be pretty nasty. Now, Tampa Bay area has more than 3.3 million people, and they've told people to leave. Yes, and they've done it by zones, and some zones are probably not going to make it out. But Florida's pretty damn organized, and they're old school doing this. Not saying that it doesn't take often that life will not be lost. Not be lost. So, I want everybody to be safe out there in this time of nasty weather. If you help out your neighbor. It doesn't, and it's one of these things that it doesn't matter your political affiliation at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter whether you're left or right. You're always looking out for your neighbor. Acts of God, they're just that, acts of God. They're not created by man. Oh my. Unlike this, House Democrats, hold on a second. House Democrats in close races try to show they hear voters' concerns about illegal immigration. But do you really? Because House Democrats, if you were really listening, House Democrats, where were you 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever people would tell you that you're screwing up with all of the illegals coming in, and the way that you're processing, the way that you're handling this taking over of our country. Washington, some of the closest House races in the country are Democrat candidates leaning into an issue that Republicans have made a centerpiece of their efforts to expand their majority: illegal immigration. See, the problem is that you fail to understand the problem. That's the problem with you, Democrats, that want to go off and say, it's immigration. No, immigration is completely different. it's illegal immigration that they have made a centerpiece. Republicans don't have any problem with people immigrating to the United States. There is a process to go about doing that. There's a legal process that you're supposed to go about doing that. But yet you've decided to call them migrants and immigrants, not illegal immigrants as they are, because crossing the border illegally would make you an illegal immigrant. Immigrants are something completely different. Rosalind Duke, thank you so much for the gift of 5 memberships. That is heartwarming. We've got Debbie Minton was gifted a membership. King Paco, Rome, Wisconsin. Bad Duck, we're all gifted memberships. Conversations, Living Room with RJ. RJ was also gifted a membership. Thank you, Rosalind Duke. Oh, Rosalind. I've got something for you that it just makes me so happy to do. That's for you, Rosalind. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys thank Rosalind for that. She's awesome. Needed more green in your feed. Yeah, there are a lot of new faces out here. There are a lot of new faces out here that come in to listen to me rant and rave and hopefully get me in all kinds of trouble, which I'm currently under a slight suspension because of medical disinformation. So nothing you see or hear is true. It is all for humor, and I get lots of laughs out of it. Republicans have made a centerpiece of their efforts to expand their majority. Marcy Captur got the big D in Ohio, says that anyone who crosses the border must do so legally. Yeah. Right? You voted to hire more than 10,000 new border guards. Okay. Penalize businesses that hire people here illegally. Well, it's already illegal to hire someone here that's illegally. What? Huh? It's already illegal, and yes, you'll be penalized. I don't remember what the federal statute is, but yeah, you can go to jail. And lock up anyone bringing fentanyl into our country. Yeah, because it's illegal also. Huh? You voted to hire 10,000 new border guards, but you're in Ohio. Why not worry about what Ohio is doing? You've also made places like Ohio and certain cities, what do they call those? They call them sanctuary cities? Weird how that works. Another big D in Colorado relies on local sheriff to make the case. Oh, Yardillo Cavarero knows how broken immigration is. See, there again lies your problem. You fail to recognize the problem, just like we do. That's why we worked with Republicans to fund over 20,000 Border Patrol agents and crack down on cartels. Oh, yeah, the numbers just keep rising. No, see, what's happened over the past 4 years is, 8 years, I'll say, because as Trump was saying, I'm going to build a wall. It's going to be a big, beautiful wall. It's going to go from sea to shining sea, and we're going to keep out all the illegals. All the Democrats called him racist, misogynistic, Islamophobic, homophobic, any phobia that they could think of, arachnophobia. That's what they did. They said, oh, he's horrible. He's disparaging people of color. He's not helping out the brown and black people. Isn't that what I remember this very clearly from 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. When he was running, that he was all of these bad things. And what happened in those intervening years? Because for 4 years we heard, we got to stop him from building the border walls, and so 4 years of that Russia, China, all this kind of crap, and then a pandemic, and then you have a debate where he says, what was it? Biden said something or other, and then oh yeah, come to the United States. Yeah, Kamala was promoting that also. That's what they ran on. They ran on how bad Trump was, and that he wanted to build a border, and he was disparaging people, and how horrible he was, and racist, and all of those horrible things. And what happened in those 4 years? People saw their city, their town, their state, their country fall into disrepair. That money was being spent on illegals, and funding was disappearing for people in need. But no. I have to be wrong on this. That's not how it worked. The funding that was supposed to go to help disaster relief, they were considering things they created to be a disaster. Weird. Don Davis from North Carolina, another big D, tells viewers he's been to the border 3 times to see for himself what's needed, and that's why he's working with both parties to hire new Border Patrol agents and beef up screening for fentanyl. That's the one thing to talk a big game. It's another to act to do something. Well, what have you done for the past 4 years? Past 2 years, 3 years, 1 year? Wait, as soon as you find out your constituents have found you out. They found you out, and they're showing up on your door with pitchforks because you are the monster. 3 lawmakers' ads show how Democrats in the most competitive races are countering this intense focus that Republicans have placed on illegals in their district. Not immigration, illegals in their district. Following the lead of Donald Trump, how many Democrats fair on the issue could play an important role in determining which party controls the House next year. Democrats only need to flip 4 seats to regain the majority. Oh my. Every House Democrat last year voted against the crackdown on illegals that included more border wall and new restrictions on illegals. Asylum seekers not need apply because that would be illegal. Take your happy ass to the first country you come to and stay there. The vote opened House Democrats to fresh criticism on an issue about half of voters. I would guarantee you it's a lot more than just half of voters. Just half of the voters that their polls show. Consider one of the most important going into November election. The Democrat ads clearly look to demonstrate support for narrower border security. Oh, now that the chickens have come home to roost, Democrats are saying, "Oh, we should have maybe cracked down." Oh, what was me? Yeah, no, you had your opportunity, you didn't do it, so bye, Felicia. Legislation to show they hear of voters' concerns. Where were you 4 years ago whenever they showed the same concerns? Polling shows more adults wanting to see a decrease of illegals in the U.S. A Gallup poll this summer showing Republicans, Democrats, Independents all significantly more likely than a year ago to favor less illegals. Immigration is one thing. Being here illegally is completely different. It's a hard fact. You have to find it and hold on to that. Republicans are dismissive of the Democrats' efforts and the impact they will have on the election. Camel toes policies have opened your borders. They've created all kinds of problems with crime, fentanyl in every community in America. Democrats in Congress were right there every step of the way, cheering it on, backing her. The chair of the House Republican campaign arm said, and now they're trying to confuse the American people about their record. I just think the American people are smarter than that. And they're not going to fall for it. I agree. Susan DeBelen, the chair of the House Democrat campaign arm, said that immigration ads fit with the theme that Democrats have emphasized on other issues. It takes bipartisanship to deal with the majority of issues facing the country. Wait, bipartisanship. Wouldn't that mean that you have to like put aside party politics and get something done, something you haven't been able to do for the past, I don't know, since this country was founded? People have seen the dysfunction of Republicans in Congress over and over again. Wait, what? Yeah, I would agree. They get an opportunity and they blow it because they want to be bipartisan. Here's the thing. Stop being bipartisan. Be very partisan. Have your beliefs and stand by them, and stop sucking on the wings of those that would have you destroyed. See how they play politics with issues that are more important to our community, so we're going to hold them accountable for that and talk about how we're running to govern and get things done for the American people. Mm-hmm. Well, another Democrat won a special election in February in part by addressing the border security in his campaign ads. DeBlen said she had set a template for other Democrat ads that emphasized working across party lines in solving problems. Only whenever they're convenient for your election. Most politicians are like that. Governing is sitting at the table, negotiating bipartisanship solutions. No, governing, you moron, is taking responsibility for your actions. Governing is taking control of the situation and making sure that you listen to your constituents on what they're telling you, instead of throwing in your partisan politics. Governing is governing, not kowtowing to Washington. Governing your state. If you're governing your state, there's no need for you to be anywhere but in your state, handling issues for your state. And if you're handling issues for your state, the rest just falls right in there. There's a reason why Ron DeSantis is doing so well in Florida. There's a big reason why he's doing so well in Florida. It's because he's doing what he's supposed to do for the state of Florida. DeBlen's references to Trump stems from his harsh criticism of an immigration bill that came before the Senate in February. What does this mean? Everyone had harsh criticism of that bill that came before Congress, and that was not an immigration bill. That bill they called an immigration bill was to send more money to Ukraine, a little bit to Israel, and a little bit to the border. It was bloated, and it still passed. It's still passed. They still pushed it through. They still crammed it down your throat. You are still over $200 billion in the hole of money that you've sent to Ukraine. Over $200 billion has been sent to Ukraine. And they wanted to call this last one an immigration bill. You know how much of that money went to stop and stem the flow of illegals coming across the border? Absolutely none. Because the money that was set aside for that was to build facilities to process illegals faster. That's all that it was for. It wasn't to put up any more border wall. It wasn't to put up Constantine fences. It was to hire more people to process more people through faster. That's all that immigration, border bill, whatever you want to call it, was. Yeah, add some zeros to that. It's 200 billion. Over 200 billion has been spent going to Ukraine. Yeah. And that number is going to go up. 200,000 millions. I don't think you can loan to people in an emergency. Wouldn't that contract due to the person being in duress? Yeah, I don't know anything about that law. But yeah, you can issue a loan. SBA loans usually come with a much lower interest rate, like much lower interest rate, and that comes from MG. MG used to do those kinds of things. He used to handle those kinds of loans, and from what he says, it's like half a percentage point, like 0.5% or 1.2 or something like that, like a really low interest rate. I mean, you still have to pay it back, but that's what a loan is like. But the interest rates are really low, and they are optional. You don't have to get a loan. Yeah, that's not forcing somebody to take a loan. It's there if you need it, but if you don't need it, then why would you do that to yourself? Why take out a loan? And I told this to my wife too. Why take a loan if you don't need it? It's not just incumbents placing immigration-related ads. Democrat challengers are as well. They're blaming Republican incumbents for assisting in the effort to kill the border bill. Well, Trump had nothing to do with that. In Arizona's swing district that stretches to the U.S.-Mexican border, Kirsten Engel features a former law enforcement officer talking about the lives he's seen wrecked by the fentanyl that has come across the border, that you've allowed to come across the border. The former officer says that Republican Representative Juan Crisconi helped kill the Senate immigration bill, which would have led to the hiring of more Border Patrol agents. And again, those Border Patrol agents were not there to patrol the border. Those Border Patrol agents, I've read the bills, they are there to process people through faster. A lot of that was to keep the facilities in California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Those processing centers lost their funding. They've since then shut down. Why? Why did they shut down? Why did people vote against this? Why did politicians vote against this? It might have something to do with the over 200,000 children that have disappeared. They can't find, they can't locate. Some people say it's up to 400,000. I'm giving it a slow estimate here. Think about this. 200,000 children disappeared, gone. While Biden's sitting in his basement, sits on the beach, while Camel Toe goes and visits foreign countries nowhere near the border. Engel said he will set aside politics to secure the border and stop the flow of drugs. No. A freshman House Republican has been critical of the aspects of the Senate bill, but the bill measure never came up for a vote in the House. Nonetheless, he said he was open to improving the bill if given a chance. The attack is, he just decided to kill the bill or it's dead on arrival. First of all, I don't have that authority. I don't have the power as a single member of the House, but had made it over the House, you betcha I would have been right there at the table working to improve it. In Pennsylvania, Democrat challenger Janelle Stelson goes after both parties in her campaign ad. She's running against Republican incumbent member Scott Perry. She says, too many Democrats deny that there's a crisis at the southern border. What Perry did was worse. He opposed the border law patrol agents would help. He wants to campaign issue instead of solving the problem, putting politics ahead of our safety of growth. When asked for a response to the ad, Perry's campaign sent an email statement from the congressman that said the Senate bill does the exact opposite of securing the border, which is true. All you have to do is go back to when Biden took office and they invited illegals to cross the border. Oh no, you just go back to the debate. Go back to the debate. He was inviting people to come across the border. He said if he wins, he was going to loosen restrictions on people crossing the border. Voters understand the false bill of goods Stelson is selling. They will reject her desperate attempt to cover her party's reckless immigration policies. that are devastating people all across central Pennsylvania. I'm trying to think. What is what borders does Pennsylvania border on? I'm pretty sure it's not the southern border. Northern border? Eastern? What? No, they're not a border country, are they? I mean, they border another state. How was everyone doing this morning? I ever slept. Okay. Welcome. Canada? Do they? I don't know. I know it's one of them there in northern states. You're still waking up your brain? Oh, well. My brain never wakes up. He kept his word on that. Maracas is the devil. They gave him too much power. Well, a lot of them are. A lot of these people are evil and horrible and just downright bad. We don't like the downright bad. Downright bad is never good. Okay? There's a reason why. There is a reason why we have certain securities on this border. Things are kept to be kept a certain way, and they're not. It's amazing to me that they failed to recognize this. I failed to recognize that our government is responsible. Our federal government is responsible for securing the border, and they failed to do that. Maybe it's the devil. They gave him too much. Yeah, it's so this is why is FEMA telling misinformation. Some people in those areas that what is that? That the $750 is a loan, though. No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that for sure. Yeah, FEMA is pretty much a joke. All you have to do is go back to when Biden took office and invited him. Yeah, it's crazy to me that we have these kinds of things going on in our country. But here's the beautiful thing. Tonight, which I was planning on doing last night, but I just ran into a lot of stuff that needed to be taken care of. My puppy mainly. I was able to jump on with MG for a while. Everybody right now is probably watching all of the Sarah Boone stuff, just trying to keep it fresh in everyone's mind. My plan was last night to cover the trial, but of course that got thrown in the wood chipper. You know, it said, nope, we're not doing that. We're shutting down Florida because, you know, we got a hurricane or something like that. Details. So I'm sure that throughout the interwebs, everybody's going to be covering the Sarah Boone stuff, but I'm not going to. I'm not covering it until Monday next week. Monday next week is whenever Sarah Boone is going to be kicking off. And Bastages, that probably is going to put a little bit of a cramp on the old derailed stream. But if I can get through it earlier in the day, like get a lot of that covered, then derailed stream should not be a problem, because I'll probably hit a lot of the highlights of it. My plan is not to cover the trial, and so take this for what it's worth. My plan is not to cover the trial from back to back to back to back to back and sit there for hours and hours on end, listening to every pleading and whine and bitch and moan and cry and grifting the hell out of it. That is not my plan. My plan is to cover the trial, skip over the commercials, skip over all of the 3 hours of sitting there having to carry on a conversation with chat. I know you guys appreciate it so much and it gives you something to do and make fun of. But what we're going to do over here is we're going to cover the trial and go through it at probably twice the speed and have twice the amount of fun. You guys will already know what happened, but then again, I probably won't. Which is okay, because I'm going to approach it completely different than everybody else is. Done are the days, because I don't have the time to sit down and go through a trial from note to note. Sorry for everyone that does that. Proud of you. Good luck to you on that. I'm going to be covering just basically the highlights, getting through the good stuff. But tonight, everyone will have to depart from chat rooms as I have things to do. Have a wonderful day. You have a wonderful day also, Tracy Spencer. You're going to do another hurricane video. Awesome, Rosalind. That's beautiful. Tonight, of course, we'll be watching the hurricane that's going to be happening. Amongst other things, my plan tonight is I am probably going to just play a video game, watch the hurricane, and if any news comes up that's newsworthy as far as the hurricane goes, we'll just switch over to that for a time being. I will be flying solo tonight as I haven't figured out how to invite people onto a stream in OBS. Last night I went through probably like 2 to 3 hours of trying to get OBS and the sound working right and the video and all that kind of stuff. And also my puppy is not doing too well right now. He's not feeling the hottest in a bit. He's a little slow eating. We did take him in yesterday to have him checked out, and his liver functions are a little irregular, I guess, to say the least. So we've got him on a diet and some meds. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a bug. But he is an older dog, and he does have leukemia, which is, not uncommon. So we're just keeping an eye on him, making sure that he's comfortable, and trying to make sure that he's fed. He's what, 13, 14? He's 14 years old now, so he's been around for quite some time, and so we're just keeping an eye on him, making sure that he does well. So. If you don't see me tonight, it's only because I'm taking care of the pup. That's it. Nothing nefarious going on. I was able to get him to eat some food last night, and he ate this morning. So that's what we want. He has to keep that healthy diet. He's on a diet right now of chicken and rice. And so, yeah, it's They wanted to do what is it, the chemotherapy, which they do for dogs. It's just basically a pill, and I told the vet that wasn't going to happen. I told my wife that wasn't going to happen because of his age, and he's a very affectionate dog, and whenever the dogs are on that leukemia medicine, you can get like sick from interacting with them. Yeah. Sick puppies break my heart too. Yeah. The treatment is, and I said, I'm not doing that to my dog. Like, no, he's had a well-loved life, and I'm not going to have him suffer through that just so I can get a few more weeks, hours, days, months, whatever it might be out of it. I refuse to do it. I just, if he was, 2 years old and that happened, that'd be a different story. But he's an old dog, and I'm not gonna subject him to that, where he can't be petted, he can't be loved on, he can't have that attention. To me, I think that's just cruel. So yeah, I agree with you. It is cruel, Rosalind. So that's what's going on. Nothing major. I mean, it really isn't. He is, like I said, he's an old dog. He's been well loved, and he's he's lived an awesome doggy life. He's done he's been swimming in the ocean. He's killed many squirrels and rabbits and chipmunks and birds, and he's had a pretty eventful life. He's lived in two different houses. He's outlasted quite a few other dogs, but yeah, he's a good pup. And I say this because my wife had a Yorkie that had, like all kinds of health issues later on in his life, and she kept trying to push keeping him alive, and in the end he was suffering pretty bad. So we don't want to do that again to our dogs. It's sorry for everyone's loss, but you know there's other people that have worse losses. A pup is compared to, you know, people losing their entire families and home and property. I think is much more where people should be focusing on. We'll be fine over here. Like I said, if I'm not on tonight, it's only because I'm just taking care of the pup, giving him attention. I want to make sure that he's eating well. So that's it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Nothing spectacular. That's why I was running a little bit late last night, and was only able to join the MG at the end of the night. I figured it was easier to tell you guys, you know, what was going on this morning than try to bring it up and do a stream, because I don't need the sympathy or pity or worry or concern. It's one of those things where, you know, it's how it is. You know, we love our animals. We love our animals a lot. Well, I think everybody does around here. I mean, I would hope so. I would hope that people really care about their animals. Let me see what we've got going on here today. This starts at 11. Looks like what's going on there. What's going on there? Nope. No. Oh, here we go. Looks like, well, I'm not doing that. That's uninteresting there. All right. Well, it looks like, ooh, that's weird. Why is this doing this? Let me do this real quick. I thought I saw something that was going on, but it doesn't look like it is. There it is. That's what I was looking for. All right, let's do this really quick. Got that copied. I was looking for something in particular and I couldn't damn well find it. But now that I found it, let's do this. And boom, boom, and that there. All right. Can you buy Bubbles merch here? I guess if you want to. No, I do have, and that's the other thing. I do have some more readings for Bubble responses to Bubble's pleadings. But unfortunately for you, you'll just have to wait till Saturday to get those. I'm setting aside special time if I'm available to do it on Saturdays to read Bubble responses to Bubble's pleadings. Yeah. So, and you know, I'm wearing my Bubble shirt right now. Don't you see? Oh, that's right. Bubbles got popped. Bubble. I had a whole logo of Bubbles on my shirt. Everybody, have a wonderful day. I will see you guys hopefully tonight. And in the meantime, I'm sending you folks over to Baker. He is covering a little bit of the Quentin Nixon day 4. Is where he's at. Go show him a little bit of love. Make sure you have a good time today, and wherever you might land, you know, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, show him that you care. And, you know, let Baker know. Just throw him some hearts. Throw him some hearts in chat.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Early morning, rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning, Whiz and Coffee. Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Hit it, yeah. Oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Hit it, yeah. Oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.